Hi everyone. Well, we're on week 6 now of the Big Bite Challenge, and it's tassel, spine tassel dangle time. So I'm going to make and show you how I make mine right now. I have prepped some of it actually, because otherwise we would have been here all night, because I'm using one chain that's so tiny that I could hardly get the jump link through. So I'll show you really what I'm using. Now I got this chain necklace off eBay. It was only a couple of pounds, so I just take the chains off of there when I need to, and I use these little clips. Now I know that Tim Holtz does them, but you can also get them cheaply off eBay, I think Amazon as well. I've got silver and gold. I'm actually going to use gold, but that's what they look like. If you haven't got those clips, you could use tiny bulldog clips, you could use bulb pins, safety pins, you could sew them onto a brad or anything like that. You know, you don't have to use those, but I like using them because I've got them. So also I'll show you what else I've got. These tassels that I got from Manisha Varda, who's also a member in our group. I would suggest as well that you join her group, because she sells these, she does lives, and she sells these beautiful tassels and trims and fabrics as well. And then I found these on eBay. They're thimbles, and they've got a hole in the end, so I've decided to use those because, as you know, I'm making a vintage sewing journal. So here's my gold clip. I've already put those I've just used some jump rings, and this was a fiddly bit because I've put these thimbles on and I had to put another, and you can see how thin that chain is, so we would have been here all night, as I say. So that's the first part I've done. You can use any broken chain. If you haven't got any, have a look for broken jewelry on eBay. You know, you can get them with postage for £4 or £5 in the UK. I'm sure they do the same in other countries. Also Facebook Marketplace, I picked up some locally, some broken jewelry, and there were chains there as well. So that's what I've added at the moment to my clip. Okay, so I've also got this other chain, and I've added some charms on there, and that's going to be added as well. So I recommend you can have a look as well for these. They're just jewelry pliers. Hardware shop would do them. Again, I get most of my stuff off eBay, Etsy, Amazon, Facebook de-stash selling groups as well. You can put want to buys up that someone might be getting rid of their jewelry tools. So I haven't got my glass on at the moment, so I hope I can do this okay. Just opening the jump. Also, I've got these, yeah, the jump rings. You can get them in gold, silver, brass, whatever. So I'm just going to add that on there like that and close it up. Now sometimes I use a couple because they're quite thin jump rings, or you're supposed to actually close them together like that, but you can twist them over if you want them to be a little bit sturdier. So that's coming along nicely there. That's what we've got so far. Now also I've made these up. Where have I put them? Here. I think I got these off eBay. They're like little doll's house cotton reels or mini cotton reels. Have a look if you want something like that, if you're ever doing a sewing journal. So I've made this up. I've just wound, I had some like embroidery silk thread, so I just stuck those round and put them on the cord. They were a bit fiddly as well because I put the bead on the bottom and then it started going through the cotton reel, so I had to glue those in, and then I've just tied them onto another jump ring, and I'm going to add that to the tassel part as well. So that will go on there like that, and I'll just close this one up. So you can just add anything you like really to your tassel, but as you can see it's starting to come together. You could leave it like that if you wanted it to be like that, or you can keep adding bits. Now these are going with my colour scheme, and I'm going to show you how to do that if you want to use pieces of lace like that. I've got these up there. I don't even know. I think I got these off a top, you know, like a t-shirt. They come sometimes with these little ribbony things, so I kept those. And then this is a fabric that I'm going to use. You can see it's all frayed there, but I've just cut that in strips. So what I'm doing, I'm just laying them over my hand and fingers like that. So you can see I found this ribbon that was it's a really nice ribbon. It's like a tape measure, so I'm going to add that to it. And some more strips. Doesn't matter if they fray, they look really nice when the edges fray as well. So I'm just adding these, and I'm holding them like that because I'll show you why in a second. This is the way I do my tassels. You might have a different way of doing them, so but as I say, I'm just showing you my way here. Yeah, and then I've got this pink ribbon, sheer ribbon, that I had in my stash that I'm going to use like that. So that's roughly sort of half. Now I've got this large jump ring, and these are really, they're not very hard to open. So halfway through, what I'm going to do is try and stuff all that into here, which may or may not work. Let's have a look. Let me get my pliers. It's a little bit fiddly, but if you can do that. So as I say, you know, if you haven't got a jump ring at home, just close that up. You can use you can wind it around with a bit of string, cotton, anything like that. But there we go, that's half there like that in the jump ring. So then what I do is, again, you could wind round embroidery thread, string, elastic. You could even just pop an elastic band on there. But what I'm going to do is I've threaded up a needle and thread, and I'm just going to sew that like this. So, you know, you don't have to be great at sewing either to do this. So getting caught up in there. Okay, I'm being a bit cack-handed now, am I? And I'm going to sew that around there. So that's on the edge, getting caught on my ring. It's just to keep it all together. So just keep sewing. I mean, as I say, if you had an elastic band, you could just twizzle that around. You know, you can get those like clear, they're called pony bands, but they're clear. So you could use that, or you could use a coloured one. You know, you can do anything you like really with making these, but I just find this is a bit easier to do. And as I say, you don't have to be great at sewing. Then, oh, you can also use that thin wire as well, like beading wire. I'm just going to wind that round a bit like that a few times. Just sew in again. And then just to catch that so it doesn't undo, like that. Oh, stab myself. Oh, and then just push that through and cut that off there. Okay, let me just put that back. I've got a little bit of blue tack that I'm sticking my needles in so I don't cut myself. So that's yeah, that's sort of pretty even. And then, so what I'm going to do here, I want that underneath like that. So you can see how that'll all add to the dangle. Now what you could do is have two separate dangles. So you could have like the chains, and then you could have the fabric one on its own. It's entirely up to you. It's whatever your personal preference is. Now I've used 2 jump rings here, which obviously is going to make things a little bit trickier because they were thinner. but I want to try and get this at the back, so I'll undo this one first, put that on, and then close that one back up, and get my other pair of pliers, and this one. So it gets very fiddly now when I've got all these bits to contend with, but you think if I hadn't prepped this a bit earlier we would still be putting links in the chain, so at least it's not going to be too long. As you can see, this is really quite a thin ring there, so there we are. Put that down straight, then make a nice little dangle like that, little tassel dangle. How cute is that? And if you want, you can always, if it's too long, which I might actually cut those bits down when I get my fabric scissors later, so it'd probably be about that length. But that's how easy it is to make a tassel, and if I just clip it on here, it would go on your spine, or it can go anywhere you want really on the front of your journal. So that's how it looks. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Very welcome if you want to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. That would be lovely. Thank you. And as I say, I'd love to see all your tassels that you've made and put them up in the group, in the post, and we can admire them, and that would be lovely. So I still hope you're enjoying carrying on with our Big Bite Challenge, and I'll have a look at your uploaded pictures. Okay then, thanks a lot. Bye everybody.